Is this phenomenon of values erosion peculiar to Sri Lanka, or is it a worldwide phenomenon? With the frequency of devastating news we hear over the mass media, this appears to have invaded almost every corner of the globe. One would reckon that this worldwide phenomenon seems mainly due to a preoccupation with intellect at the expense of affect or feeling that has created an inner unrest and not helped in the integration of the person. The mechanistic models of learning, where a person is also compared to a machine, has fostered mechanistic living, contributing to erosion of values, further bent on materialism in life. The rat race, where each wants to better the other, and the preoccupation with feeding the ego, has also added to this deterioration. Often, we see that it is not purely a lack of knowledge of what is needed, but a lack of practice, where there is no time to smell the roses. Commitment towards creating a new society with ethics and values for the country to regain its pristine glory and to make the country's development will be a worthy one. Sri Lanka has a literacy index of 94%, but our values, morals, etc. are on the decline. We are leading on alcoholism, suicide and other immoral acts. Many leaders are of a questionable character, and the society is at a crossroads. Our approach is to have a top-down and a bottom-up approach, both to tackle the issue and fill the lacuna. While we take values to educate youth and young adults, we need to do so with leaders as well. In addition to values, we need to teach them holistic models of living, thinking styles that are effective, since all thinking is not the same. Competence alone will not help, but character, commitment and consciousness development, which must go hand in hand with competence. Or else we end up with cases such as Enron or Parmalat. In life, when we operate both with head and heart, we begin to live, love, learn and laugh, which is sadly missing from many lives. So many people are not really living. They remind us of the saying, "Men for the sake of earning a living forget to live." We need to do something about it, and that too rather urgently. Our people are to be made aware of social values, ethics and civic consciousness. There are many models developed in Western countries to address these issues. However, it is argued that the attempt to impose alien models of development on traditional communities is detrimental to the preservation of our own culture, which have traditionally maintained the cohesion and harmony of these communities. The consequence of the importation of an alien model of development is considered to be the impoverishment of the moral and spiritual basis of these societies. We will have to develop new methodologies in line with our traditional rich values and belief systems to rectify the situation. In a recent move to address the growing needs in inculcating a sound value system, President of Sri Lanka recently initiated a program in the national school system. She said, "The physical development in the country will be fruitless if there are no ethics and values among people." She continued, "There has been a transformation of people's attitudes, their concepts, behavior, and the way of looking towards the world during the last few decades. I feel these transformations were incompatible to the Sri Lankan society," the President added. In this light, we would like to highlight the education program named Living Values, which is a values education program. It offers a variety of experimental values activities and practical methodologies to teachers and facilitators to enable children and young adults to explore and develop 12 key personal and social values. They are cooperation, freedom, happiness, honesty, humility, love, peace, respect, responsibility, simplicity, tolerance, and unity. This program contains special modules for use by parents and caregivers as well as refugees. School-based co-curricular activities and special assignments will have to be devised for this purpose. It will be essential to introduce special components of social value education to the school children. It can promote social harmony through intercultural activities and develop conflict resolution skills among students. Also, nationwide programs will have to be implemented in communicating the essence of value-driven issues and actions needed to correct the impaired society. Religious establishments will play a pivotal role, and fundamental human values will have to be readdressed among communities of various beliefs and faiths. Development is ideally and essentially the process of awakening of individuals, families, rural communities, urban groups, the nation, and the world at large. This awakening has 6 major dimensions, namely spiritual, moral, cultural, social, economic, and political. There should be balanced progress along all these dimensions, occurring simultaneously, although at a particular point of time, one or more of the dimensions may receive greater emphasis. Any development concept should start with an individual. Therefore, prospective philosophy should seek to achieve a twofold liberation in every individual. First, within one's own mind or thinking process, there are certain defilements one has to recognize and strive to cleanse. Second, one has to recognize that there are unjust and immoral socio-economic chains which keep the vast majority of people enslaved. Thus, a dual revolution pertaining to an individual's mental makeup and to the social environment in which he lives is kept foremost in the spiritual well-being.